My name is Matthew Wendling, and you're watching By the Numbers. Two-handed spinning. It's the move that everyone wants to learn. It looks really cool. You keep the rifle going continuously with both hands. It looks very effortless, but it's not. It's actually one of the trickier concepts to teach. And I've seen a lot of videos that have tried to explain it. I've seen a lot of people try to explain it verbally, and it doesn't quite do the trick. I found a way that works 9 times out of 10 because half the battle is getting the person that you're teaching to conceive of the rotation of the spin correctly. A lot of the times people start off, it's like, oh, I'm going to spin. You know, and even some more intermediate drillers have interesting ways of doing two-handed spins that as soon as you start to put the speed on it, as soon as you start to change up the combinations, you're going to have control issues. So we're going to talk about the two-handed spin that's most commonly used. It's the most common variety of two-handed spin that I've noticed throughout drill teams across the country, even across the world in some cases. So what we're going to do, it looks like this. Execute from a port arms. Very, very simple two-handed spin. The most basic of all two-handed spins, but a little bit complicated to learn. So let's take a look at this. Before we start talking about initiation, which is the same as a left-handed spin, you do a left-handed spin, you start the spin sequence, whatever. We're gonna talk about how to get the rifle spinning in two hands to begin with, because that's the trickiest part. So what I tell new drillers when I'm teaching them is we want the barrel over to the right, butt over to the left, sling going up. Pretty simple. We're gonna take our right hand, and we're gonna put it in the groove that's formed by the receiver meeting the upper hand guard. We're going to wrap our fingers around. So we have a grip like this. Right hand, thumb on the very top of the receiver, fingers going over the sling. From this angle, looks something like this. Now, that's the rotation, and that's where your rotation is going to come from. It's rolling off that thumb in that groove. This hand is just hanging out to keep the motion going. So, much like with the right-handed spin, I tell new drillers, palm up, give me money. You put it right here. Now, same thing, we're going to give it a little bit of momentum. This time the butt of the weapon is going to be rotating over, and that's when we know to let go of the weapon. We want to go sling side to sling side. So we want to go from here with the sling to here with the sling. It's a little bit tricky because a lot of people want to go here to here. And while it feels smooth, what do you do next? You don't know. So, thumb to the receiver, here's the sling, hand up, give me money. Rotate back, rotate forward, rotate back. Momentum's going to be a little heavy. We're going to rotate it over, and we're going to let the rifle land. Barrel to the left, butt to the right, sling on the bottom, palmed so that our hand is grabbing onto the receiver. Common mistake is that people try to grab it too far down. Tell them to grab it on the receiver. Here to on the receiver, exactly where the other hand was. You can even toss it up a little bit if that helps. The visual. You get a little bit of a pop in there. Rotate it around. Now you have it. From here, this is the easy part because this is all the left hand is responsible for. Turn, and now your right hand is back in position. That's why we want to grab on the receiver. So the right hand can come right up next to it, and you're set like this. 2 thumbs underneath, 2 fingers on top. Turn the hand over. Turn, hand. Up, turn, hand. Go very slowly. It's as slow as you need to take it because eventually you're going to start to see how the rifle, the momentum, wants to keep going. And suddenly all the left hand is doing is controlling the momentum as it comes around. That's the best way to teach, I would say, to teach a two-handed spin. It seems to be the most effective, and a lot of hands-on work is sometimes necessary. Relating the concept, say, thumb on the bottom by the receiver, in that groove, hand over the sling, give me money. Sling pops, so now the barrel's going to the left, butt's going to the right. Relating it in words while also showing the driller, allowing them to walk through it with you, placing their hands on the weapon and walking them through the movement also helps. So once you get that down, and once you understand the basic concept, starting and stopping is pretty easy. Because then it's basically like a left-handed spin. In fact, most of the time, you're going to execute one left-handed spin, grab it just like this and go right into a two-handed spin, which you can stop exactly like a left-handed spin. So, to put it all together, we have the initiation, it's the same as left-handed spin. We do 1, thumb to the groove, swing on top, give me money, to the sling, now let it roll. Let the rifle's momentum do the work. So all you're doing, give me money, give me money. There it is, right there. You stop it, two-handed spin, broken down. Hopefully that helps you teach the newer drillers on your team exactly how to utilize their hands and to get that rifle all the way over and fight the common misconception that it's less than a full spin. It feels like it's more than it should be. So there you have it. Two-handed spinning. Hope that helped.